What time?
Weird.
I think so.
You know what?
Congratulations. Oh, yeah. Great man.
Hopefully we'll last track for a while.
I hear you. That's what you Good evening. The meeting is now, the Humboldt County Board of Education meeting has begun at 6:00 p.m. It's called to order. At this time, we're gonna have an invocation by Board Member Ruben Castellon.
If you can join me, Heavenly Father, we come here today to do your will, so we can move this district forward in a positive manner. I ask that you bless everybody here, those that cannot be here today. And specifically, I ask that you put your powerful hand over all the board members, the superintendent, his staff, so we can continue to do great things for the school district. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Amen. Amen. All right, at this time, can I have an approval of the agenda for July 8th, 2025?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I move to approve the agenda for July 8, 2025.
Second.
Okay, the motion has been made to approve the agenda for July 8th, 2025. It's been second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? Okay, thank you. At this time, it's the chair's report. First, I want to say good evening to everyone. Thank you for coming to be with us on today. We thank you for all of your hard work. I know you're still working where some of the staff is at home, but you guys are working really hard to get out to a new year. So we just want to say thank you for that. And also I want to say to the board members, we've really been enjoying ourselves and learning different things as we travel and go to different conferences. We learned a lot of things. Some things we already knew, but we did pick up some more information. So we're thankful for that. I'm grateful that everyone had a good 4th of July. But at this time, I would like to just take a moment to just have a moment of silence for the students, the kids that was in Texas and other places. So if we could just do a moment of silence for those children and the families. Thank you so much. We're gonna continue to pray for them because it could have easily been us, but we're so grateful and blessed that our kids are, still here and doing great things for Hope County. So we're glad to be here. And at this time, any board member have anything that they would like to say? Okay, thank you. At this time, I'll return it over to our Superintendent, Dr. Kendall Spells.
Thank you, Mrs. Cook. Board of Education. We had a fabulous graduation today. We graduated 20 students today at Charlton, high school students. The students were very excited. It was a good atmosphere. You could feel it in the air. The parents were very happy, and I was happy with it too. I was happy that it was student-led. I always like to see the graduation when they're student-led, and it's just always amazing and exciting to see the parents out there when the kids walk across the stage. There's nothing like it. So I really enjoyed that. Summer. We're about a month and a half, a little less than a month and a half before school starts, and we're definitely getting ready. Summer doesn't necessarily mean vacation for us. It means that we got a lot of stuff we have to get done in a short period of time to get ready for that first day of school. So the summer cleaning is going on right now, a lot of summer planning, a lot of moving parts to be ready for that first day, getting teachers hired, getting staff in the right places, a lot of training going on, make sure people are ready for that first day. So we're definitely looking forward to that. The 4th and 5th week of August, we have our summer leadership. That's when our administrators come in, and well, they're already here, but we have our big administrative retreat where we talk about the upcoming year, strategize, talk about different policies and things that we would like to see. And that's going to be on the 4th and 5th of August, Monday and Tuesday. So we got 2 whole days of information to make sure that we start on the right foot. Also, the team we're working on, we hope we have it ready by the end of the month, but we're working on, the state says we have to have a cell phone policy. So we have been talking about that, what that looks like. We have to have something in place. So starting next week, we'll sit down and we've had some conversations about it, but next week we'll start putting some things on paper for review for the next time we get together. So that's a big to do, and we'll possibly have a survey with that new cell phone policy, a proposed cell phone policy that we're planning. Very excited today to learn that one of our students, from San Hope, Allison Pratt, was in Education, North Carolina. Had a nice little spread in there.
That's nice.
So I shared that with staff today. This shows what our students from Rayford, North Carolina can do. And she's headed to North Carolina State. She's going to become a wolf pack, be a member of the wolf pack. So it's always great to see your students perform well and move on and do great things. So that's what this is all about, student success. So the grunt work is being done right now to get ready for the first day.
All right.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Spears. At this time, we have public comment. I'll turn it over to Attorney Grace.
We have one individual who signed up for public comment tonight, T. Sanders. You'll have 3 minutes if you would like to step to the.
Three. But I had to. Let me check my time. I like that. Let me change that. Okay, good evening, everybody. So I've been thinking about what I want to say and stuff, because protocol. So since the protocol has already been set, greetings. I want to say my oldest son, he graduated last year. He's a 2024 Polk County graduate. And he also attended, which was like a Olympiad competition last year called NAACP. AXO competition, it stands for Academic, Cultural, Technological, Scientific Olympiad. And he's actually, I got some show and tell. He's actually the very first state of North Carolina AXO champion for culinary. With this, he was able to go to Vegas last year and compete nationally and came in third. Whoop, whoop. Right now, he's a rising sophomore at Johnson Wales University studying dual culinary with business entrepreneurship. So he'll be graduating with his associates next year and then continuing on for his business degree. And he was a pretty decent student. He was a great, he had great involvement in a lot of activities. He was a decent football player. He was a decent wrestler. But what we're talking about today, or what I'm bringing attention to today, is his involvement with CTE. That's what I'm gonna pull this out to. So I have another one, but he took that one to school thing. And so with that participation or with that involvement, right now he's at Johnson & Wells, and through that, he's now working with the NAACP as a vendor, because they have the competition in Charlotte this year. So now he's working as a vendor, a paid vendor through that program. Not only is he working as a vendor, he was able to secure my baby son a job also. So they're working, or they got a contract to work out there, and they're getting paid pretty decent money, more than I'm making for the days that I'm not working. And so I'm excited about that. I'm excited that this wrestler, this football player, you know, he was a part of something here. It started here, you know, through the CTE program, the culinary program. And with that, and it brings me to what I'm here tonight to speak about, is that this year, and maybe some of you know, some of you don't know, those out there in the TV land, is the 10th anniversary of the Taste of Hope competition. All right, so 10 years, this program, this competition, this avenue that's been making our students, our whole county students, competitive statewide, nationwide, so that they're able to network, they're able to get jobs, and not only get jobs, they're able to pull other people into those jobs. And it started with this program, all right? And so tonight I'm here to bring awareness to
I'm
that
sorry,
program.
your time is up.
Great, Taste of Hope. But it was good though.
Thank you so much. At this time, we are down to the consent agenda. We have 2 items on the consent agenda tonight. The first one is the minutes for June 9th, 2025. And the second one is school board policy, second read. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda? If anyone don't have any questions on this. Yes.
Madam Chair, I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, the consent agenda the motion has been made to approve the consent agenda. It has been second. All in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? Okay, thank you so much. We're gonna move right along to construction updates.
Let that get pulled up for y'all. It's kind of going to be in 2 parts because you have some items under your action items, first 2 items that we'll talk about at that time. And I'll give a little introduction to those during this if you'd entertain that. So it's been a while since I've seen y'all, and I apologize. Missed one due to, as we talked about, my daughter's wedding, the other one to our anniversary. And both of those I could not be here. So it is nice to be in front of y'all again, here to give you an update on the school. You've seen a lot going on out there over these past weeks and months. And it's getting exciting out there because we're getting closer to a phase we like to know as dried in. So a lot of interior work will be able to take place quickly at that point. So if you just walk you around the building quickly, next slide. At the front entry, you see this from the roadway. Right now, today, what's on the right there for the administration wing is all covered with the insulation. Masonry scaffolding on left and right of that main entry. So the brickwork is continuing around. As soon as they get to the end of the left side of that image, the brickwork will be done on the building. Next slide, please. That's just where it was last week, coming around the gymnasium there in the top image, and you see all the scaffolding work there for that, getting that ready to have in. You can see they already got the windows temporarily sheeted out to keep the water out and be ready to condition temporarily inside. Next slide, please. This is the classroom wing. That does not get brick at those yellow areas. That's stucco kind of finish in those. So they're out there on site, getting it primed and ready for tying in with the masonry at that point. And you see, again, see how the windows have the plastic in there to keep it dry on the inside. Next slide, please. And again, coming around from the building there, next to the entry, you can see that purple on the right. So this on the bottom part there, that's your EC classrooms, right? If you remember on the floor plan, when you come in the building to the left, those are the first classrooms you come to. Give you an idea. Next slide, please. Roofing, a big part of drying in. They've been out there as often as they can. It's been rather wet and rainy lately these past weeks, which has limited the time they've been able to be up on the roof, getting the membrane down. They've been making great progress out there, working long days when the weather permits. So we're excited that the classroom wing and the central common area is pretty much almost like 95% roofing dried in. Next slide, please. And this is kind of boring, but to us it's exciting because now anything that goes down a drain has a place to go. The sanitary line is completed. Remember, we had to change that to run it behind the stadium there, behind the bleachers. All that work is done, and they're just back there grading it out this time in this photo. So a happy day. Next slide, please. And a lot of disruption going out there now. Roads are being closed. The school road, they getting the turn lane in installed, so that'll be done before the return of students for the open house. And again, on Bethesda, that road is closed. Surveyors have been staking out the demolition of that road and where new footings are being installed for the canopies. So a lot of work going on that area. They're going to start also putting the stone in the curbing, getting ready to pour for the drop-off pickup loop in front of the new school. So you'll also see that going in here in the next couple of weeks. Next slide, please. Inside the building, this is one of the science labs. The metal stud framing is up. The wood blocking is going in for the cabinetry to attach to. You can see some of the plumbing lines coming down for the sinks, down the walls and overhead. Next slide, please. From the science area, looking back towards the classroom wing, you can see the framing up in place. You can see the openings to the left that will look down into the gymnasium. So a lot of work up there now with the infrastructure, the support of the plumbing and everything that's going on and moving well. Next slide, please. Give me an idea of the interior. Mr. Costello, he's been out there a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember when. It was like 2 weeks ago. Is that right?
17 June.
About 3 weeks ago. So it's even changed since then. But to give you just a feel for the spaces again out there. So this is looking down over where your future board meetings are going to be held. To the left is the platform there. And this is kind of like the seating area extended from the cafeteria towards this main area. You can see the wood glue lamps overhead with the roofing in place. Next slide, please. Looking back towards that same area if you were coming from the classroom wing and the gym there in the background. So good sense of scale of space. It's starting to feel like more like a building with all the lifts and everyone out of the way. Next slide, please. Looking back into the commons area, you can see the first set of stairs you come to in the background. You can see the learning stairs there. You can see the classrooms from the second floor on the left, and that's the guidance suite on the right. Next slide, please. And this is looking from behind the learning stair back that same direction, so you get a sense of scale of that space of that large open commons area. It's a very exciting, invigorating space, and once it's filled with students moving about, that's going to be quite exciting in there. Next slide. Coming around the back of the building, they're finishing up the brick around the back corner where the science labs are located in that area. That scaffolding, I think, is starting to come down coming down today. Next slide. So the schedule remains as it's been. Looking again to have the building completed about March here in 2026 coming up. Again, getting in position and everything ready for furniture deliveries and arrangement and setup. And then Hope County Schools occupying the space about mid-June as soon as classes end. and staff has everything boxed up, ready to be moved into the new building. It is still following the schedule. Everything is looking good. We'll be working closer as the new school year starts with school leadership and everyone out there on a process to identify what's getting moved and where it goes to, because it's a lot of shifting. You're going to have some classrooms move into current existing classrooms, and then some classrooms come into the new classrooms. So there's going to be a big shift on the campus, and we want to make sure we have it all laid out and make it as stress-free as we can for all the staff. Next slide, please. So the budget, just the highlights, about over half the contract amount's been paid. So their timeline, they're actually further ahead of that as far as that goes. So that's always a good thing. We want to make sure they're always having the required withholdings from payments, as well as maintaining the schedule with the payments. Currently, the contract contingencies, about almost 58% of the contractor contingency, the design contingencies can come down a little bit, about 137%, and the owner contingency has grown by about 35%. Still very healthy in the project, considering where it's at right now with all the dry-in work being completed, the utilities being completed. So very high level of confidence with the remaining contingency amounts, which is just over $1.7 million. So we have another potential impact we're evaluating, and this has been shared previously with the board, of under $800,000. So that still leaves about $970,000 remaining, should that amount be the final amount. So very healthy right now on the budget. If you wouldn't mind opening the financial slide, please. So just to remind, the areas that are highlighted in I think it's a yellow color under column E. Those are the numbers that have changed since last time. These are expenditures such as pay applications from the contractor, any disbursements from contingency, and any other consulting engineers in the project. So that tracks it from where you have, again, the budget amount in the first column. You have the allocation of the funding into the second column. Column C, column D are those that are encumbered through contracts, and column E is your expenditures, and then F is remaining from those encumbered. The last column is unencumbered. These are funds that have not been assigned to anybody, no PO issued, no contract issued for them. So highlighted under column D in blue is the commissioning. This is something you'll be hearing about under your action items. I placed that in there just as a reference for our discussion later. It had a budget of $250,000 for commissioning engineers. It actually has come in after the selection process and negotiating with the engineers to just over $116,000. That leaves about $133,000 unencumbered that's available. So just to help you read through those charts as you get them. So when we talk about under the action items, some of the amendments and contracts, I'll just reference back to this so you all can understand and see where the funding is as it was approved and assigned by the board back at the beginning of the project. That's the update. If you have any questions regarding this, happy to answer them. And of course, you'll hear from me again shortly.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I would like for him to go with line item G again so that we can be clear.
Yes. So line item G, these are unencumbered funds. So we'll give you an example here. Can you open that again, please? Just so everyone can see it. So if you look at the amount that's allocated, let's look at, for example, what we'll be talking about soon with the commissioning agents. So under commissioning on the left side, you can see under column line C, $250,000 has been allocated for that line item. Under column line D, what's going to be presented to the board is $116,600. So there's a difference there. The amount that was allocated is not going to be fully encumbered and used. So that in column line G is what that difference is. There's $133,400 that is not going to be used for the commissioning agent. So if we add up all the encumbered in that block from land surveying down, there's just over $186,000 that is unencumbered currently. So these are savings throughout the project, basically. There's, in the next block down, you can see technology and comp for computers. If you go to the far right, unencumbered is 2.5 million because nothing's been done with that yet. The POs have not been issued, contracts haven't been issued for anything there yet. Those are one of the things we do at the end because technology changes so fast. We don't buy those early in the project. So those will be starting to change in the next months ahead. You'll start seeing that number change. So the unencumbered is basically savings to date, if that makes sense. And it becomes funding available to the board of the project.
Okay, so I'm just trying to understand, Madam Chair, line, okay, and I guess remaining in F, and it says 30,000, why is that not in, the difference is not over, like the 237,000? And then the red is highlighted, like, why is that not in the line item G?
So you're referring up to the top in the
At the top.
contingencies? Those are in the contract right now. So that is fully encumbered at this time because those are under the contract with Metcon and J&K. It's not until the project is closed out, if there's any balances, that they will be able to be identified. We do not have any change orders to the contract with Metcon and J&K. There hasn't been any contract additions. There hasn't been any contract removals to their scope of work that way. The contingencies in place have been for items that have been omissions, errors, and changes by the owner within the confines of the contract and the allocations and reimbursements identified in the contract. Does that help?
No.
Okay. The top portion doesn't have an unencumbered right now, basically because the contingencies and the contract are all one number. I broke out the contingencies separately so that the board can be informed of the contingencies expended. They're like allowances in the project, that's a contingency. So there's the three groupings of them. And those were in the board approved contract with them. And so I include that here just for a purpose of tracking. At the end of the project, any differences, deltas will be addressed through a change order. If there's any savings, those will be identified in the unencumbered and removed from their contract.
Can I ask a question? Yeah. So for the unencumbered, like you said, commissioning, the 133,000, and you said that's savings. We can do whatever we want to if it's, what are we gonna do with that? If it's savings and you're not gonna use it for what it's supposed to be used for?
That is going to be discussed under the action items because one of the items before you is a amendment to the material
So we're
testing
gonna
and
save it
special
and put it for
inspection.
something else.
Some of that, a little bit of that's going to be requested to be assigned to that. You're still going to have that block of savings. And those could be for anything that the board decides that they want to do with this project. It could be, as an example, if there's any opportunity to do modifications or updates to the remaining campus, to the services to that, anything like that. And we'll be working with staff. We monitor this every month as we track through because we do have a list of some items and things that have been stated prior by the board and by staff as if funding is available to do this. And at the appropriate time with the project, when more knowns are coming and a lot of those are narrowed in, that's when recommendations will be brought to the board and discussion about what is the board's desire.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
if I can just have a few seconds. So, yes, John is correct. 17 June, I was given a walkthrough. I've been asking to do a walkthrough for a few months, but then I became available on the 17th of June. Dr. Hunt was there. Keisha, I don't remember her last name. It's not the Keisha we remember. She was like the manager on site. And I gotta tell you, this pictures don't actually depict what I saw. This thing is ginormous. I felt like a little ant when I went inside. It's coming together, and just the pictures I saw, it just completely changed from June the 17th. So when we all go as board members
Take a
together,
tour.
it's gonna be.
Yeah. We'll set a date because we definitely want to do that.
Please do. We welcome the board to come through the building, of course, anytime. That'll be a great opportunity now, especially as you saw from the photos being dried in. It'd be great to get you in before drywall starts,
Okay.
because that's very messy and in the way. So to help you run through it, just like Mr. Castellan was able to, as soon as you can, we welcome you.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Next, we have the Cognia accreditation.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Vice Chair, Board members, Superintendent Dr. Sales. This evening, I stand before you all to present our accreditation review. Okay, every 6 years, school districts have to go through an accreditation review if they want their school district to be an accredited institution. Next slide. Accreditation is a continuous improvement process that helps an institution improve teaching and learning. Also, one of the other reasons it's important to have your institution accredited, if you offer AP courses and honor courses, in order for those courses to be accepted by a university, they have to come from a school system that has been accredited. Next slide. Okay, so there's a lot of components that we had to jump through to get our district accredited. And so it's a huge job, definitely not fit for one person, so we broke up into teams. And you can see student performance analysis was conducted by Ms. Hammers and her team. Stakeholder feedback analysis, Dr. Hunt and his team. Learning environment observation analysis was myself and my team. And we had to compile data sources and look at information. We had to rate ourselves as a district in these areas. We had to compose our findings, prioritize, and then come up with theories of action on how we was going to address everything. One thing that we had to do as a group, we had to agree to approach the process and analysis reporting with honesty and transparency. Next slide. Also, a part of this process was the executive summary completed by Dr. Fortenberry and myself. Standards was a large component of it, completed by Dr. Ramseur and her team, which consisted of culture of learning, leadership for learning, engagement of learning, growth in learning. Dr. Fortenberry addressed the assurances and complete the accreditation portfolio. Next slide. After they looked at everything that we submitted to them as a team from Cognia, they discussed our summary of findings. And these findings here were some of our noteworthy practices. The area of leaders and staff prioritize supportive practices, policies, and culture that promote student success. The institution's intentional focus on a positive learning culture aligns directly with the stated mission and vision was a positive practice that we are doing here in the district. Another one was leadership optimizes recruiting, supervising, and evaluating professional staff and cultivates leadership among stakeholders to establish a strong learning culture. The institution's documented processes ensure that diverse stakeholders are engaged and supported throughout the system, which address standards 9 and 10. Another plus for Hope County School District is the district optimizes multiple sources of formative and summative data to measure district and student progress. The institution's use of systemic protocols that include multiple data sources helps track trends, set goals, and demonstrate progress within the institution that focus on standards 24 and 30. Next slide. Continue with the summary of findings. These are our areas of improvement for the district. Formalize and evaluate the student learning environment to ensure it is enhanced by diverse resources and perspectives so that students may take ownership of their learning, address standard 15. Also, area we need to work on as a district is to implement processes to promote student voices and responsibility to support academic and non-academic skills, which focuses on standards 18, 19, and 23. So as a school district, we have 3 years to work on the areas that need to be improved. They would reach out and make contact with Hope County Schools, and then we would present to them what we have been doing to accomplish improving those areas. Next slide. Okay, the index of education quality. This is the measure of overall performance, and that's the rubric that they use. The average, when they are accrediting and going through the process of grading different school systems, the average score is a 296. Next slide. This is Hope County score, 328. And I appreciate the hard work of the team, and it took us a lot, and we had to meet quite a bit, but I appreciate everybody pulling through. I would like to share these words here from Cognia. We are delighted to inform you that your institution has been awarded accredited status by the North Carolina Association Commission on Accreditation and School Improvement, the Northwest Accreditation Commission, and the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Council on Accreditation and School Improvement. The 3 listed regional agencies provide your institution with a highly regarded accreditation that is recognized throughout the world. This action was confirmed by the Cognia Global Commission on June 26, 2025. Our plaque and certificate will be received in the mail. Next slide. Any questions?
Awesome. So Dr. McLeod.
Yes.
So within 3 years, Cognia they're gonna look at your standards 15, 18, 19, and 23 to see if you guys worked on it.
That is correct. That is correct. And we will be working on that as a collective group. Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Thank you, Dr. McDonald. Good job, team. All right, I like that. All right, at this time, we have the vacancy report.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Board, Superintendent Spells, guests, again, good afternoon, or good evening. Tonight, I would like to present our vacancy report. This is report as of July the 2nd, 2025. Based on our report as far as our vacancies, our total tonight is 79.5. The 0.5 because we will be sharing a teacher between Hawkeye and McLaughlin. So it's 79.5 positions available. That's 65.5 for certified and classified, 14 positions available. Compared to last month, it did increase a total of 16.5 positions from last month.
Any questions, anybody? Any questions? Okay, thank you. Keep working hard to go get them. At this point, we're now down to the financial month to date.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Vice Chair, Board Members, Superintendent, and guests. Before you to present our month-to-date report, we have them listed by school fund. Our state public school fund, the balance is $2,751,312.09. Our local fund, $4,292.03. Federal funds, $2,768,459.82. Capital outlay, $43,874,302.78. Child nutrition, $85,553.57. Our fund six, $15,322.56. Our fund eight is $370,707.39, with a total balance of $49,869.950.24. We will have these, there's an action item, where I will request to, finish up the, amendments for 24-25. So we'll have a breakdown if that's approved, once that's complete. Any questions?
Madam Chair, I have a question.
Yes.
Is the school project, anywhere in here?
Yes, ma'am, capital outlay fund. That would also house like our, iPad and Chromebook refreshes as well.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you. At this time, we are down to the action items. The first one is the construction commission agent.
In Dr. Hunt's absence here, I'm standing in for him to present to you the contract for commissioning agent services for the new school. These services are required by the North Carolina State Building Code. We are having them perform the code required work to be done on commissioning the systems in the building, with making sure we have an emphasis on what's referred to as a building automation system. This is the control system that controls the automated lighting, all the mechanical components of the building to make sure everyone stays comfortable in the building. So again, as I discussed in our previous update, this comes with a savings from the $250,000 line item itemized budget. And for the services fees of $116,600 with a unencumbered remaining funding availability of $133,400. There was a request for qualifications issued previously. 8 respondents came in. Of those, Dr. Hunt's staff, design team, and I reviewed them all, ranked them, and so CMTA came out as the best qualified of the respondents, and we then negotiated with them and worked with the board attorney on the agreement. So with that, Dr. Hunt, if you have anything else?
No, sir.
So Dr. Hunt and I are here to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I move to approve the construction commission agent contract.
Okay. Wait a second.
I'll second that.
Okay. The motion has been made to approve the construction commission agent. It's been second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposers?
Opposed.
Ayes have it. May we move now to the construction special materials amendment.
The amendment for the material testing, you'll recall back at the beginning of the project, we went out with qualifications for the required testing of materials and special inspections of elements such as welding on the project site. Terracon Consultants was selected and awarded the contract for the work. Project has gone well. They've done a great job out there. Any items that they found that did not meet the qualifications established by the project specifications or by the industry standards, contractors corrected and they were retested and found to be approved. It's gone on very well in the project. However, there has been some delays with the sequencing and construction, which caused them, due to weather and other elements, them to have to extend their time of service for certain elements and items that they were hoping to do concurrent. And so with that, working with them and negotiating with them on a amendment to their agreement for finishing out the balance of the project, which really encompasses the work, finishing out the roadways, minor items with the building, and the soils and testing once the demolition of the campus is complete. $38,012.50 in additional service fees for them. This funding is available in the project as we discussed through the current unencumbered funds identified at $186,237. And there are also going to be contractual obligations from Metcon J&K for any cancellation of tests and any retest of anything that failed, which is approximately currently at $11,140. So in the end, the net impact to them would be $26,872. However, for the amendment purpose, we have to go with the contractual amount until the funding is removed from the Metcon J&K contract. Again, this has been reviewed with the board attorney. And Dr. Hunt, is there anything else that I might have missed?
No, sir, I think you covered it.
Repeat the last part about.
Yes. There'll be an amendment to the contract. If the board recalls, the contract with Metcon J&K early in the project during the design had some blanks in there, some to be determined and other elements and items in there because at the time they were not known. So we've been working, the board attorney's been working with everybody and getting all those finalized and those little additions. So in that, any retesting that Terracon has had to do, say for example, this weld's not filled all the way and they had to come and contractor grind it out, redo the weld, and then Terracon has to come and inspect it again. That's a retest. Any cancellations, such as we need you down here to look at the wall reinforcement. And then they get on site and they say, we canceled that today. So it's a trip delay pretty much. Any of those will be charged to Metcon J&K in their contract. Currently, those amount to just over $11,000. So the net.
Are they aware of that?
They have been informed of this, yes. So the net impact will be $26,800 and change. However, because it's a contract, we have to do it for the full amount until the funding is removed from the Metcon J&K and used to pay the Terracon and then settle that in the difference.
Grace, you work.
Brandon McPherson in our office has been working on this because he has much more construction experience, but if you guys have specific questions for him that I can follow up on regarding this. Brandon and I's conversations is we need these testing services due to delays and things caused by, just general construction. There are cancellations. Some of this money that we are allocating to this will be paid from the Metcon J&K contractors.
Any other questions?
I have a question. So Terracon would come down here, enlighten me, would come down here and then their trip would be canceled
The contractor calls them and says, we're gonna have a concrete pour and you need to be here. Okay, so they need to be here for the concrete pour to get a sample and do everything. Then they get down here and they said, we canceled that pour today.
And nobody's talking to anybody.
They have to turn around and go back. And that's why it's incumbent upon the general contractor to make sure they're clearly communicating every time. And without anything provision in there, they could just perpetually keep this cycle going. So,
Any other questions? All right, can I get a motion?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the construction special materials amendment, the first amendment.
Need a second.
I'll second that.
Okay, the motion has been made to accept the construction special materials amendment. It's been second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposers?
I oppose.
Okay, the ayes have it. Thank you. At this time, we have the mascot use. Is anybody gonna present on that or?
Dr. Hunt is.
Okay, did anybody have any questions about it before we make the motion to?
Madam Chair, the only question I have is on, if you open both documents, the second document, the one that says Buck Diner, maybe it doesn't say Buck Diner, hold on. The one page, it has an image. This is not our, it's not.
This is their current.
Okay, so I was wondering if this is what, because when I read the document, it just seemed like this is what we were approving.
No, you'll find what you guys would be approving on the first document, the multiple page document under Schedule A.
Okay. Yeah, I have that. I just, it was kind of confusing.
That's their current mascot.
Okay. Okay, I don't have no questions.
I'm trying.
Right. Can I get a motion to approve the mascot use?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I move to approve, using the, Buck Diner using mascot use.
I second it.
Okay, the motion has been made to approve the mascot use, but Diner, it's been second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? Thank you. Next, we have the AIG plan. I think Ms. Wamba, she presented last week. Do anybody have any questions or concerns? Okay, can I get a motion to approve the AIG plan?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I move to approve the whole county school system AIG plan for 2025 through 2028.
Second.
Okay, the motion has been made to approve the AIG plan for 3 years, 2025 to 2028. It's been second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. EC contract.
And Dr. McLeod, Ms. McLeod Paris presented on this
Yes.
last month. This is for our deaf and hard of hearing services.
Mhm.
And it's a contract you guys have used in the past.
I get a motion to approve the EC contract.
Madam Chair, I move to approve the EC contract.
Okay, can I get a second? Second, okay, the motion has been made to approve the EC contract for All American Interpreters for Deaf. And it's been second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Next is already.
That was shared last time also.
Is there anything new to be added to this already that we didn't hear last time?
No, ma'am. Not at this time. We're still moving forward with purchasing just part of it for schools. And the schools are going to take care of the additional part for their schools due to funding.
Okay. So we just spoke on the curriculum, right?
For math, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve already, ma'am?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the I-Ready contract.
Okay. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, the motion has been made to approve the already contract. It's been second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? Okay, thank you. Fiscal year 2024, 2025 amendment request.
Good evening again. I am before you to ask and recommend that we have approval to complete our amendment for 24-25 school year. And also that you approve the use of our continuing budget resolution, which is the budget that we will use until all the state releases our other funding.
Okay.
Any questions?
Any questions anymore?
What were your amendments?
That's where we're reconciling all of the accounts. Where we break it out into 5,000, 6,000, where we normally break that out for you. We're still finishing those up.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
I move to approve the fiscal year 2024-2025 amendment request.
And the budget resolution.
And the continuing budget resolution, which will allow us to operate until the state releases those funds.
I'm just reading.
It's all right, okay. Can I get a second, please?
Second.
Okay, the motion has been made to approve the fiscal year 2024-2025 amendment request for the board memo and the continuing budget resolution. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
At this time, we have the superintendent evaluation rubric.
Yes, so, in order to conduct, Dr. Spell's evaluation following his, I guess, year and a half now with us, here at Hunt County Schools, the board must adopt the instrument, so the evaluation rubric by which it will be, assessing Dr. Spell's performance in his first year. What is before you today, what your policy allows you to use is the standard, rubric published by the State Board of Education for the evaluation of superintendents. In order to get this process started, first step is for the board to adopt and approve what instrument it'll be using. If it would like to use something else, it can certainly do that. But this is pretty standard across the state that this is the default instrument that's used.
Okay. We got that. It was sent to us, 3 days ago. I hope everybody had a chance to look at it. Me personally, I think that we should use it because some of us on the board are new and this evaluation process is already set up for us and we can actually go through it and see the things that Dr. Spell has done or haven't done. So can I get a motion to adopt the superintendent evaluation rubric?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I move
The North Carolina superintendent evaluation.
I move to approve the North Carolina Superintendent's evaluation rubric.
Okay.
Second?
Okay, motion has been made to use the North Carolina superintendent evaluation process. It's been second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? Okay, thank you. At this time, can I get a motion to go into closed session?
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we go into closed session on North Carolina General Statute 143, 31811 to prevent the disclosure of confidential personnel and student matters, to consider matters relating to initial employment of individual employees, and to consult with the board attorney to preserve the attorney-client privilege.
Give it a second.
Second.
Okay, the motion has been made to go into closed session. It's been second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposers? Okay, thank you. We'll take a few minutes.